How can Five Nights at Freddy's be a ripoff of Willys Wonderland when he's got no Willy?
Later in life, Chris would become a lawyer and never lose a case. I'm Morgan Freeman. Here's the review for Willys Wonderland.
Hello, Willy Whackers. My name is Chris. The time has finally come. I have seen Willys Wonderland, got to watch it in 4K on my television, just big, long, hairy, and orange. I'm going to be giving you my full spoiler-free review on exactly how I felt about Willys Wonderland, but I do want to give a quick disclaimer for anybody out there just now finding this video. I have been talking about this movie since it was announced long time ago when even myself called it a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff, but I was excited for it because it was starring Nicolas Cage. Since then, it has been a crazy wild journey of just following all the updates with this movie, building a community of you fans, even the director sending me a t-shirt as a thank you for talking about the movie, and even myself getting to interview the creator of Willys Wonderland. And I really just wanted to put that out there in case anyone thinks that will make me biased, which I won't. I'm going to be fair and honest on my thoughts here. I still wanted to go ahead and be upfront with you guys right there. So Willys Wonderland stars Nicolas Cage, who's a janitor at this amusement park known as Willys Wonderland. He's a drifter who wandered into town, and once his car has broken down, he makes a deal with the local people that if he can clean up Willys Wonderland overnight, they will fix his car for free. Pretty soon the night gets a little creepy once all the animatronic puppets of Willys Wonderland come to life and start attacking Nicolas Cage one by one. In honor of me finally getting to see the movie and you guys being able to watch it tomorrow, anywhere you can rent a movie online, iTunes, Google Play Store, the PlayStation Network, if that's where you will rent your movies. I'll be doing a giveaway of some Willys Wonderland t-shirts here, so you can go ahead and look like me. I got a couple of them right here. All you need to do is just be sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and let me know down below that you want to be entered to win a Willy t-shirt. I got one in each size, so most likely have one for you, unless you just got a big Willy, man. Alright, last one, I promise. But starting off with my thoughts on Willys Wonderland, I knew exactly what I was going in for with this film. I knew it wasn't going to be the next huge, big, major horror event, that it wasn't going to win awards like Get Out. This was always meant to be just a straight up fun, entertaining movie starring Nicolas Cage. That was my main draw to the film. It was just kind of an added bonus that he would be fighting animatronic puppets, in my opinion. And I'm happy to report Willys Wonderland understands that about itself and is completely a fun ride. Because this movie is a really tight hour and 30 minutes long. It does not waste your time at all. It just starts off with Nicolas Cage, whose car already gets beaten down, progressing the story to the point of what we wanted to see, which is just Nicolas Cage beating up these puppets. Some of the things I really want to praise Willys Wonderland about is one, the designs of these animatronic puppets, because these designs are all very original, colorful, and bright in a way that they just pop on screen when you actually get to see all the puppets lined up in the film for the first time. Not even just that, but the actual look inside Willys Wonderland feels like something you would have stepped into in the late 90s or early 2000s of this pizzeria type arcade place. This is a movie where the crew and everyone involved really try to pay attention to the movements of these animatronic puppets, because understandably so, this is a low budget movie. It was only made on $5 million. So with that said, they couldn't really spend the money to actually build mechanical animatronics. So some of the camera work and trickery they use to make these puppets feel real, mechanical, and like they're actually self-aware and moving, I really bought. Especially Ozzy the Ostrich, but along with the animatronic puppets and the designs they were given, they were all also given their own unique voice, and the voice acting involved with them just brought another creepy level to each one of them. I thought they were just gonna go with something cartoony, but you had Tito the Turtle, who was speaking Spanish, and me knowing exactly what Tito was saying the entire time was making me laugh my ass off. Gus the Gorilla, when he attacks Nicolas Cage in the bathroom, y'all, I do not want to be left alone with Gus, the guardian of the bathroom. Even some of the flashback sequences in the movie where you actually get to see what Willys Wonderland looked like when it was up and running and fully successful, I was like, I would kind of want to visit a place like that. Really, the show stealer is the person who says no lines in this movie, and that is Nicolas Cage. For a good chunk of the movie, I was liking how Nicolas Cage was just this strong brute who wasn't saying a word throughout the film and just kind of using his facial expressions and body language to kind of say what he was feeling. But there was a point in the movie where I was like, man, Nicolas Cage, I just want you to say something, man. You're acting like a complete badass. A one-liner here and there could have made the real big difference. But even with my gripe on that, I still completely was loving Nicolas Cage all throughout this movie. The guy is hamming it up, going full crazy and raging out on these things. I understand people making comparisons to Five Nights at Freddy's and whatnot, but Banana Splits was really setting the bar damn low, and Willys Wonderland shot it up high here, because with Willys Wonderland, it's basically what if you were in FNAF, but the security guard was not afraid to kick some butt. That's exactly what Willys Wonderland was, and Nicolas Cage just destroying some of these robots was the best parts. Even added up with him still wanting to finish the job that he made because he's such a man that he does the deal he promised. That's where the movie could understandably border on some people on just too cheesy and going real jokey with it, because admittedly there are some moments in the movie where characters are being killed off or some really drastic things are happening, stuff that anybody would run away from, and Nicolas Cage is like, I'm gonna go drink a soda. But he doesn't actually say that, because that's how cool he is. He just does it. Or one character's literally being attacked and he just turns off and walks away like it's someone insulting him. It's also where I had to realize that this movie is a horror comedy and not just a straight up horror thriller. I think anybody going in really wanting to be completely scared by these things or have nightmares, it might not really happen for you. For sure, a lot of creepy stuff went down and plenty of blood thrown at your face. But since the movie really didn't make me sympathize a lot with some of the other human characters brought in, like the group of young adults who are trying to protect Nicolas Cage and tell him, hey, this place is bad, you shouldn't be there. When they start dropping like flies and acting like stereotypical young adults, just the handsome jock, the slutty girl, it was pretty much expected how some of their storylines would end, who would survive and who wouldn't. But to me, it honestly didn't matter if some stuff felt paint by the numbers or just super generic, because I really dug the lore that they brought into Willys Wonderland and why this place is overrun by these evil animatronics. The way they explain it, there's a lot you can do there if they decide to make future movies or try to explain more about Willys Wonderland. Pairing that up with Nicolas Cage just jumping in every other scene to destroy and fight some of these robots, I was just thoroughly entertained throughout the movie, and I didn't mind that if it was overly cheesy or some of the characters just weren't all that likable, and if there was a thing here and there that just didn't make sense to me, or that's like, I don't think that's how a character would act. You're looking at your two best friends dead and you're just like, oh, okay. For Willys Wonderland, I'm gonna give action 3.5 stars here. There is plenty of action going on, with Nicolas Cage getting a one-on-one battle with every single one of these puppets, and all of them different than the last in a great way. Comedy in the movie, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. There are some funny moments in here. Like I said, kind of tame your expectations that this is kind of a horror comedy. With that in mind, you'll be able to laugh a little more at some of the things going on and some of the characters who die in ridiculous ways. Drama in the film, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. The storyline is pretty simple and basic. To me, what really intrigued me is some of the lore behind Willys Wonderland and what could be expanded in there. Horror in the movie, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Like I said, since they threw in those comedic elements and some stuff felt very silly and cheesy, it drew away from some of the horror of the film, but there is definitely some creepy imagery, a lot of great camera work. Hats off to Kevin Lewis for that, because I think he did a great job with what he could. And suspense the film, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Like I said, since it's kind of a generic story and some of these characters are stereotypical, you know where they're gonna end, and you just want to see more fights go down with Nicolas Cage and these robots. Casual fans, I'm gonna give it a B+. Cinephiles, I'm gonna give it a B-, and critically, I'm going to give it a C+. For Willys Wonderland, this is one I would definitely recommend watching in a theater, but since theaters aren't a thing right now and it kind of screws up my rating system, it is just a for sure watch. I got exactly what I wanted from this movie, just pure Nicolas Cage mayhem with some great designs of these puppets. Hopefully they get a sequel made, because I would love for this to be a new cult classic and for them to build up that lore and what else they can do with this world if given a little more money. But those are just my thoughts on Willys Wonderland. Are you guys going to be checking out the movie? But be sure to like and subscribe, especially if you want a t-shirt. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.